For those of us that have Ethereum, the thing you want to know the most is what's the prices it's going to hit and when. Guys, please hit a like and subscribe. For every new like and subscribe, Vitaly's going to buy an Ethereum coin.
We already hit 501 subs thanks to you guys. We really appreciate it. So somebody out there loves us, or at least likes us a little bit.
All right, thanks, Mom.
Please hit like and subscribe. I'm not sharing this with my mother.
And hit the bell. It really does help. It really does help us out. We love the interaction with you guys. So hitting like and subscribe gets it out there, grows the community, and helps us make this channel better. This is not a video for people about whether to buy crypto. This is for the 4 people that listen to us.
Yeah,
and went out and bought crypto.
It's too late for you guys. We're talking to the 4 individuals who have bought
people who listened
at $600 when we said you should buy Ethereum.
Or even when it was 300, 400, and we were accumulating more and more and more. So if you don't have any Ethereum,
well, watch the previous one. We covered AT&T. That's
right. Watch the AT&T video. By the time we're done with this, you'll be halfway through that one. If you're holding Ethereum right now, the questions are, how high is this thing going to go? And again, this is not an exact science, but people are creatures of habit. And Ethereum doesn't just do what it wants. Ethereum is held by human beings that have a psychology that is somewhat cyclical.
And we're looking at these charts. Everybody's looking at these charts saying,
right. And so this is to go on record and see if what we're seeing is correct. We're going to ignore the capital gains implications because everyone's capital gain situation is going to be different as to how long you've been holding it. We're just going to assume now that everything is long-term and you can sell. We're just saying, what is the price of Ethereum going to do? Again, this is not like, you can't predict it. There's no crystal ball, but people in general have certain tendencies. And what I'm seeing, and you tell me what you see. So I'm looking at this, I'm seeing these 2 pullbacks that are roughly 20%, and one was in March, and this one was in April. Basically a month apart, Ethereum seems to break its new all-time high, which it does, boom. We see a big correction, then more people buying. This is telling me that this thing is accumulating market cap on a steady basis. The only reason it's dropping is because these are people who've hit their price targets. I'm assuming this was this was a big, 1950 limit order, tons of limit orders at 1950 trying to front run the 2000. Then over here, you've got another one, 2200. So pretty much you're seeing every $500. This blew my mind yesterday. 2017, Ethereum took off April 26th of 2017. Here's Ethereum right now. So essentially in 2017, after it started this run up, it never reached these levels again. We never saw this again. This was gone forever. It was sort of like a chapter change. We saw a local top in May, a correction. We saw it pop up again, and we saw the next one in June. So we saw a dip in May and we go up to June. So where are we in this cycle right now? I can't overlay them exactly, but essentially Ethereum is doing the same thing that it did at higher prices, the same drop-offs in roughly the same time. And if you go back and look at what Ethereum ended up doing in 2017, we're now right here comparatively to the previous bull run. This is where Ethereum started its bull run in 2017, and that's the exact point that we are right now. Ethereum started to increase in price in May. Around May 25th, we had like a high. May 30th, we had another one, and then we didn't see another top until June. So this was January 2021, February, March, April, and May. Okay. Here we're seeing a top, and now we're coming up. So this to me looks a lot like this. What I'm saying is if this is in fact an indicator that the trading Ethereum is roughly the same year over year, then what we should see is in the middle of June this year, we should see Ethereum hit a top.
So how much more do we expect it to?
Roughly here to here. All right. So that's 14 bars, 68% increase, 3,000 times 0.68.
So 5,040.
If Ethereum does what it's supposed to do, even though the prices are different, the movements seem to be the same at the same point in the year. Yes, we should see a price of Ethereum at about 50, what do we say, 5048?
5,040. Yeah.
About 5,040, in which case then look at what Ethereum did after that in 2017. It dropped 65%. So eventually back to 3,000. If I'm right, then what's going to happen is Ethereum will hit a price of about 5,000 in June, right in the middle of June. Right. And then we're going to see it. We're going to see a massive correction over about a month, and it'll be down to about $3,000. And then it's just essentially going to trade sideways back into its capitulation phase. Remember, my point is there are fundamentals that go into stock trading, but I think a lot of those fundamentals are about when people buy. And I think the selling is a lot more emotional and it's more seasonal. It's more related to events that are happening on the planet at the time. The whole sell-in may go away. I'm just trying to figure out what I think was going on in the hive mind of people that were buying Ethereum. When I look back at what Ethereum did in 2017, the reason why we saw Ethereum at $392 in June 2017 and not revisit that price until September 2017. I don't think it's by accident.
Well, and then it didn't even pass it until what is that? October, November.
Then it didn't pass it again until November. There was a big run up. And in the middle of the year in June, people are going on vacation. They don't want to look at their portfolios. You want to put your investing life on pause and go enjoy your life for 2 or 3 months. So you sell off a bunch of your positions and you don't really do much for the entire summer. It was at 392 in June. And by July 17, a month later, it had lost 50% or 65% of its value. Now, I think it becomes really attractive again to people that saw it run up.
It went down 60%. This is the time to start.
Let's go buy back. So if there were people who wanted to buy here at $418, now they're seeing it back at $133, people are going to start to buy. People that didn't necessarily sell at this top saw it reach their price again and sold off whatever was left of their position. So now we're in September. It might not even be that it hit your price target. It could just be this is when you need money. A lot of people want to move in August right before the kids go back to school, taking profits. That would trigger somewhat of a sell-off because you're sitting on some profits. Now, mind you, while this is happening, Bitcoin is running. Mind you, Ethereum is essentially sitting flat the whole time. Bitcoin hit its all-time high on December 16th. People have been sitting on tons of profit. You're about 10 days away from Christmas. You sell the Bitcoin off. You have a great Christmas time. But then after a couple of days, after you bought whatever you need to buy, you're like, yo, Ethereum's pretty attractive. So what happens? 23rd of December, Ethereum turned around and runs up to 1,300 and it eventually hits all-time high. In January, it's not to say it's going to be right. But if we do see a local high in Ethereum in June, I think that's the last high you're going to see until September. My personal
Well, first of all, I think you're right, because also when things run away, as Ethereum did in the last couple of months, actually.
Couple of months, really.
It needs to consolidate. It needs to have a sell-off. Get rid of those people who were over-leveraged, shouldn't be in it, need to get rid of them. This massive run is going to come. That's probably going to take us to those between the $5,000 to $10,000 range for Ethereum, at least. Well, and that's when we're going to make a fortune.
So when I'm looking at where we're at now, this here, Ethereum's all-time high that we've never seen this price of $3,000 is actually this right here is where we are now. Then what?
Make it bigger. You got to.
This is what still waits for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, if we do see a peak of $5,000 Ethereum in June, and then we do see a pullback to $3,000.
What's the percent of that? What's the percent right there?
This percent here is a 497% increase.
500% increase times 3. You're saying $15,000 Ethereum. That's what you're saying.
These run-ups are comparable percentage-wise to what we're seeing now, including the retracements. We're here. Just look at this. If you were in 2017 and this is what you saw, right, and you were looking at this, you'd be like, oh my God, I have to sell out of this thing. It's run up so much. But then history will show you that, no, that was actually nothing compared to what is still coming by January 2018, which for us would be January 2022. In June, Ethereum's not going to be at that price again until November. If I see this is about having some cash on hand to be able to, maybe I can go back and pick up some of those coins again.
Just to remind people, Grayscale's plan is they're saying that Bitcoin will peak in August at around 115,000. I guess he doesn't say it's going to peak, but
he says that that's what it's going to hit.
115,000. He doesn't say anything about December, so who knows what his plan is for December, but 115,000 in August. So if that's true, by the way, if that does work out, that means roughly 3 weeks to a month later, November is Ethereum's peak. Roughly.
You can imagine that a lot of that money or some of that money is going to make it.
It's definitely going to do that. It's definitely going to.
I mean, we're planning that, and we're, two idiots in our houses. What are these guys who actually have real money in this thing going to do? These aren't machines, and even the algorithms are programmed by people. If the stock market did what it was supposed to do, then when Tesla has record earnings, the stock should go up. Okay,
right, and it didn't.
It doesn't happen.
Good luck out there, because it's going to be a choppy couple of months. That's what we think. You're going to make some money. You're going to lose some money. Hopefully, you're just going to make some money if you sell at the right point and don't FOMO in at the top. And I'll end it with maybe when we hit 1,000 subs, we do a live stream finally.
Oh, and you guys get to not watch us live.
And the 5 of you who love crypto will talk with us. So there you go.